Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hold it this way, it's better. لا 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 لا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. We start with praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We say alhamdulillah for the many endowments that He endowed upon us that was not obligatory upon Him. Like your life, everything you have, your nice clothes, your nice musalla, your masjid, the new Jamea Madrasa that you're building, right? Allah ta'ala doesn't have to give you any of this. And so we say alhamdulillah for this. The greatest thing that Allah ta'ala has ever given me, has ever given you, the greatest thing that Allah ta'ala has ever given my parents or your countrymen or my countrymen or any Muslim on the face of this earth, or better yet, the best thing He's given any human being is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we ask Allah ta'ala to raise His rank and to raise His status, and the rank and the status of His Ahl, His companions, and His Muslim nation, which is me and you, from whatever Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam feared for us, which is sin or disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in absolutely any way whatsoever. May Allah ta'ala protect us from this, our fathers and our sons. Ameen. And those who love Him. And those who love Him. But when I was walking in, I didn't hear all of what you said, but I heard you make a statement that you said, whatever the Prophet ﷺ said is true. You never met him. You don't know him. You don't know anyone who met him. You don't know them. So why would I believe him? Because I love him. Because I love him. And there is an agenda. There is a big, 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 big agenda to disconnect you from the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're not full aware of it yet because you're only a few generations in this country. Maybe second, maybe third, maybe fourth, maybe fifth, but the majority of you do not have 10 generations here. Anybody 10 generations in the family in England? 10 generations. Raise your hand if your family has 10 generations in England. You're brand new here still. Welcome to the West. The topic tonight was true to your roots. And I had something prepared for that. However, I thought to myself after eating dinner with some brothers, after going around today, that there are more things pressing to you all than I thought. Because I think Englishmen, I think soft men. I'm being honest, man. I'm your brother. I'll be honest with you, you be honest with me, right? And I'm watching the clock. I won't talk a lot because I want to get to question and answer quickly. Why? So we can actually engage. Because here's the thing. I don't know you that well, and you don't know me that well. So if I just sit here and talk at you, I'm not sure if I'm giving you what you actually need. But I want to make a few points before we have an open discussion. In this open discussion, we need elder men to speak. We need younger men or middle-aged men to speak. We need baby boys to speak. Because we are at a time of a crisis. Hey, don't talk in my session, kid. You got me. I love you. Right. Okay, come here. Come here. You know, Moleya Sali wa Sallam. I know you know. Come on, get up here. You want to talk? La. You want to talk? Get up here. Let's go. You got to sing with me. I'll sing with you. As a matter of fact, before we begin, you love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You love the Rasul? Who will sing for him for me? One of the kids. Quickly. You know, come on. You do Quran. You can't be shy. Come on. Okay, well, check it out then. We ain't moving forward until one of you come up here. So listen, if one of you don't pick amongst yourselves, I'll have your father pick you. You ain't gonna have no choice. I'm giving you the choice. And hey, you, what's his name? Yahya. Everybody's saying Yahya. Yahya. I'm saying Yahya. Bro, listen. You don't have to be shy. Your voice is beautiful, Habib. Listen, bro, your voice is beautiful. I'll tell your father, okay. You got this. Help me out here. Bismillah.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما عبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما عبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم
محمد. Okay, bismillah. Yeah, I can't sing, bro. You break the microphone in here. I'll let you in personally. I'm a black American. I'm a black American. I'm not African. I'm not Somalian. I'm not Ethiopian. I'm not Nigerian. I ain't Gambian. I'm not Senegalese. I'm not Sudanese. I'm not none of that. I'm American. What that means is, as a black man, my people, my ancestors, and you all had Islam in your countries for 1,000 years or 1,100 years or 1,200 years, right? So my people, we are the descendants of the slaves. That's who we are. And they have an agenda. They hid our history from the rest of the world. So many of you, you don't know nothing about slaves. They didn't teach you in your schools on purpose. They don't even teach it in our schools, and it's our history, on purpose. You have such a strong hold on your community because you haven't been here for hundreds of years yet. But let me tell you what happens. So, the worst thing that happened to us in slavery, it wasn't captivity, it wasn't bondage, it wasn't none of that. They disconnected us from the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And it went downhill from there. What you all are witnessing here today in England is a disconnection from the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And because of this disconnection, it is going downhill. When your fathers came here, they didn't want to be Englishmen. They just want to have a good life. Build a house, have my son get a good education, send some money back home. That was the game plan. Nothing more. Nothing more. And then those men, they worked very, 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 very hard. 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Those men, the pioneers, the first of you to come to a country like this. No English language, no English education. Not saying you're dumb. No, just no English education. But you didn't need that education. You had your own education. You had your own system. You had your own culture, and it made you successful. And then you had sons. And those sons in that second generation, you made sure they got an education. And then, you know, second generation, we got doctors. We got some lawyers, some, I see, yeah, I know, right? That third generation, SubhanAllah, his father's always busy making the money. He's a doctor. You know how much doctors work? Do you know how much a doctor works? I get it, they make the big money, but do you know how much time they spend? Even when they're home, they have to keep the phone on the hip. This third generation or fourth, whatever, they are not connected to the hard work like we used to be. And I'm not, real quick, before I continue, young man, I'm not blaming you. I ain't blaming you, bro. You know why? Because as much as I'm American, you're English. Yeah, you're English. You're from England and you're English. That's what it is. You don't know much about the old country. You don't have a strong connection with the old country. The only time you go there is sometimes on holiday. And that only lasts when you're little because you get older and say, I don't want to go. Sounds familiar? Family? So I ain't blaming you, bro. I want to make a point. And the point that I'm making is the reason why our forefathers worked so hard to build a good life for us in the future, they were following the path of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They came to new lands and they established the Salah. Before they had homes, before they had big money, they found the central place to pray. This masjid, I don't know if it's the first, or maybe this masjid is the first here, actually. They established this masjid. And when they would come to the masjid, they didn't just pray here. They put that money together here. They talk about politics here. They do that, that money system that you guys got where like, because everyone wants to buy, you don't rent. So you put the money up, They did all of that here in the masjid. But now, the kids today, you only come to the masjid when somebody makes you come to the masjid. Why? Because there's a disconnection of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But how did this come about? How did it come about? It came about because you don't know, because you haven't been there that long, but there is an agenda to strip you of your culture. They do it through Facebook, they do it through Instagram, they do it through rap music. It's called pop culture. They do it through girls, they do it through drugs. They even do it at the schools. And young man, you don't know I have to look out for these things. You don't know. Why don't you know? Because you're not listening. You're not listening. I'm sure your father told you to look out for this. I'm sure your father told you look out for that. One of my teachers, he said that the killer or the ruiner, right? The ruiner of a blessing or the killer of a blessing is companionship or close companionship. You know what this means? This means that if I have a close connection with you, I'm not going to listen to you as much. So some guys who don't have their fathers, they'll listen to the imam. They say, man, you know what, imam, I don't have a father. I know I need someone to guide me. But then you have children who have a father in the house every day, and they waste the blessing. Don't waste your blessing. Don't waste your blessing. Because someone's sitting behind a desk in the computer, and they're paying billions and billions of dollars to disconnect you from your father. If I disconnect you from your father, I'll also disconnect you from your mother. If I disconnect you from your parents, I'm going to disconnect you from your homeland. If I disconnect you from your homeland, I'm going to disconnect you from your language. Once I disconnect you from your language, I'll disconnect you from your entire culture. And once I disconnect you from your entire culture, I'll disconnect you from your religion. You ain't got to believe me, but it happened to the blacks in America. Straight up. They took us on the boat, on the slave field. The first thing they did, they said, if any of these fathers and boys together, never let him see his father. Because if a young man, even if he just sees his father, he feels strong. He feels safe. Even if we're all in chains on a slave boat, the fact I can see my dad, right? My dad's here. I'm a man. Straight up, bro. I'm not like, you know what's up, bro. Right? I see my dad, okay, we're safe. Daddy's here. In America, we say daddy's home, right? Daddy's home, right? I see my dad, safe. But for a young man, if he can't see his father, he's scared. He's frantic. Where's my dad? Where's my dad? So they separate them. Of course, they take the women to a different part. Your mother's already not there. And then they beat you for speaking your language from Africa. You cannot pray. You cannot recite Quran. Once they established this, then they gave us a King James version of the Bible and gave us white Jesus. They got it in England too. You ever see a picture of Jesus? How you get a picture of Jesus, bro? It's like somebody coming in the door saying a picture of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I kick him, right? How you get a picture of Jesus, bro? You don't know, you never see Jesus, bro. They said, how you get a picture of him? Looks like Brad Pitt. Right? You took a Hollywood actor. These guys are crazy, right? And in the same book, they made everything that's white look good and everything that's black look bad. And by way of that, losing our land first, losing our language, they took our religion. One thing that I fear for you all is losing your religion. You integrate into the culture, I don't care, bro. You're English. You want to wear Nikes? Wear Nikes. You want to wear Puma? Wear Puma. Under whatever, bro. Who cares, bro? You want to, wear a suit and tie like the Europeans? Do your thing, right? All the uncles wear the plaid shirt with the vest and the, right? Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. But what is in your heart? What is in your heart? And this question is for the elders. Rhetorical question. I'm not saying answer this question. This is a rhetorical question. Have your sons, have your daughters, or have your grandchildren seen you not be 100% pleased with the old culture? Don't answer. Don't even shake your head. This is a rhetorical question for you to go home and talk to your family about. Have they seen you do things differently from your father? Have they seen you change the old way of doing things? Probably so. It's okay. The Prophet ﷺ, like the Imam Taha said, anything that he said would be true. He said each time will get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. The world these young men and young women are living in today is far worse than the world that you grew up in. You ain't have no Facebook, bro. You don't have a girl halfway across the world DMing you. You don't have such problems. For my elders, how many of you have Facebook? Ha. Instagram. Ha. Snapchat. Ha. Vine. Ha. Right? TikTok. Ha. You hear the young people laughing at you. Young people, how many of you, be honest, we're making a point. How many of you have Facebook? Hey, don't be shy, bro. Nobody, don't do this either. They can't see you in the back. Raise your hand. You got Instagram. You got TikTok. You got Snapchat. Yeah. And don't do this. If you do this, he can't see you way over there. The communication has changed. The communication has changed. These apps that they have, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, this, that, they are making billions of dollars to allow your kids to communicate in a way that you will never know about. How many of you got the DM? Raise your hand. They say it goes down in the DM. Okay, who has Instagram? Raise your hand one more time. Let me see. All right, can I get your DM real quick to read it out loud? No? Okay. Anybody else? You want to let me see your DM? No? Nobody want to share the DM with the whole room. You have nothing to hide, right? You smiling. You want to laugh. Let me see your DM. MashaAllah. I am leave you alone. Young man, I want to ask you a question. Why do you feel the need to lie? Why do you feel the need to lie? Okay, communication has changed. Communication has changed. And everyone's taking advantage of it. So I'm not even going to go down that route. Why do you feel the need to lie about who you are? Would you like an example? No? Yeah. When I take the picture, where's my phone? Don't laugh at my phone either. My kids, they say it's a remote. Well, yeah. So when I take the picture like this, and then the first thing I do, I go, what do I do next? What's the next step? Filter. Oh, what's your favorite filter? Lo-fi? Yeah, you like the black and white? You know, like, what do you want to do? How do you want to look? Any way you want to look. Any way other than you actually look. You want to look any way other than you actually look. You use the doggy face? Hey, elders, you don't know what I'm talking about. Do you use the doggy face? Did you like the girl's picture when she used the doggy face? Ha. Astaghfirullah. It's okay, bro. It's fine. This gap that we're having is on purpose. It's on purpose. They want you to hate your fathers. They want you to think your fathers are crazy. They want you to think your fathers are stupid. They want you to think your fathers do not know you. When in fact, nobody knows you better than your father. You understand? You came from him first before you came from your mom. You get the point. You get the point. Nobody knows you better than your father. Nobody knows how you feel about girls better than your father. You know you got a mom, that's how you got here. If you want to talk about girls, why do you go to other young men who don't know anything about girls? Why don't you go to your father? Fathers, your sons and your daughters, are there sisters listening to this in another room somewhere? There are? Okay, bismillah, assalamu alaikum to the sisters. I have been excluding you some because I haven't seen you all. May Allah Ta'ala bless all of you, bless your moms and your aunties, grandmoms, all of your daughters and all of the little girls. Ameen. So this goes for you too, young women. There is an agenda to disconnect you from your mother. And the moms and the aunties up there, ask some of the young girls, can you see their DMs? Inshallah. They're laughing too, trust me. If I looked at everybody's DMs, right, I might find someone messaging someone in this room and someone in the other room messaging each other. I might find it. We might catch you. I get it. You think this way of communication is so clever. It ain't that clever, bro. But, father, when's the last time you sat down with your boy? When's the last time you had a sincere talk with him? You know, you remember when he was a little boy? You say, hey, come here, baby. He'd get in your lap. He'd come home, Baba. Or you say, Abu, or whatever, like whatever your Baba. And he runs and he jumps. Oh, hey, yeah. you remember? Now you try to kiss him. Like, oh. I got sons too, bro. My son's only 6. I kiss him. I say, Adam, salam alaikum, Adam. Wa alaikum salam, Dad. Come here, give me. He used to wake me up in the morning, kiss me in the nose, in the mouth, play with my beard, you know. Now he don't even want me to kiss him in the cheek. I kick him. So I understand the struggle. I don't even have grown children. I get it. But father, when's the last time you say, son, have a seat? I gotta go, Dad, I'm busy, my friend. No. Have a seat. Well, Dad, okay. What, Dad? I love you. I love you, son. As a father, raise your hand if you love your son and you love your daughter. It's simple. It's simple. When's the last time you've expressed it? And I know in your culture's a little different. You're much more reserved. And that's a good thing. But in this country, you cannot be so reserved anymore. Why? Because there's an agenda to expose your children for the hugs and love that they think that they're not getting, to give them that stimulation. And I say this, I'm 29. By Allah, oh man, if I could just see my father's face. If I could just talk to him, touch his hand, kiss his hand, sit at his feet, feed him food, I would do it. But I feel like that because I don't have my father anymore, rahimahullah. You still have your father. I don't care how big you get. I don't care how old you get. I don't care how strong you get, how smart you get, how much money you make. You will always be his baby boy. Sisters, you will always be your mother's baby girl. I don't care how tall you get. I don't care how beautiful you get. I don't care how many marriage proposals you get. It does not matter. You will always be your mother's baby girl. The very first time you got dressed in pretty hijab, she was the one who put you in pretty hijab. The very first time you all wear a nice juba, go to Juma, your father took you to Juma. He set you down. He was proud that day. Look at my son. And fathers, you know how it is. You take your son to Juma the first time, we walking like this. You know, yeah, you know. I've been waiting all these years for this, right? And if you got more than one son, and I got a lot of sons, and we come like a pack, I'm like, yeah. You see my boys, right? Yeah, I mean, these are my sons. And my daughters, we have to protect them a certain way now. The English culture and the American culture, even more than you, they have a special agenda against our women. The very first thing they want to remove is their hijab. Once they remove their hijabs, they want to take all of their modesty. Once they remove all of their modesty, they want to make them sexual objects. For any group of men, any community, any country, any nation, the success lies in the modesty of the women. If our mothers embarrass us, if our wives embarrass us, if our daughters embarrass us, then other groups of men will not respect us. This is true. So there's a question for the young man. Why do you want to help them ruin our young women? Because I know the real conversation going on outside the masjid, around the masjid, around the corner, at the school. You don't believe me? Let me see your DM. Nobody laughing now. Now the older people are laughing. You know, laughing now. This idea of staying true to your roots is as simple as this. Know who you are, first and foremost. Never lose your language. And you all come from like villages and stuff. So you got like these little like special, like you have the language, but then you got like these extra like little languages for each village, right? Do not lose your language. Do not lose your tongue. Make sure your children can speak in your language. They understand your language. Make sure you keep a connection to your homeland. Even if you have no more living family members there, even if your mother and your father has passed, rahimahullah, may Allah Ta'ala bless them, ameen. Everybody say ameen. Those are the real heroes. Those are the real heroes. That generation that didn't come, the generation that sent you to come, those are the real heroes. Those are the real people that sacrificed. Because they got old in the country without you. That's not from your culture. You don't get old without your children in your culture. They're the real heroes. They made the real sacrifice. They let their sons leave. Sometimes even the youngest son, and everybody knows the youngest son stays home. Don't lose your language. Do not lose connection to your homeland. Where you are today, be honest about where you are as a community. Be honest. Have gatherings where we tell the truth to one another. It's better for you to know the bad of your youth before the whole world knows the bad of your youth. It's better for you to handle any problems you have internally before the whole world's handling your problems. It's better for you to be the only ones to know your problems. But the only way you're going to do that is to talk to one another. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the whatever elders, they don't have a mercy on the youth, and whatever youth does not have respect for the elders, they are not from this nation. If we have absolutely any problem, because if you ask me, this is a beautiful masjid, this is a beautiful community, and I heard about what happens about a mile away, that means that the trouble's coming closer. and closer and closer and closer. Because before that wasn't a problem a mile away. The problem was in London. It's all the way up here now. And your kids, believe it or not, you know how short a mile is? Your kids are mixing with all of these kids, whether you like it or not. Even if you keep them in the masjid, if they have a cell phone such as this, they're connected with the whole world. A world that you are not aware of. But here's the thing, young man. If your father didn't need it, why do you think you need it? Who told you this lie? Who told you this lie? If your father, if he was successful without all of this stuff, then why do you think you need it? Who told you this lie? If your father and young women, if your mother, if they got married without all of this stuff and all of the mistakes, then why do you think you need it? It's a lie. And the lie has been told to destroy us. May Allah Ta'ala protect me, and may Allah Ta'ala protect you. May Allah Ta'ala have mercy on my father and my mother, and have mercy on your father and your mother. May Allah Ta'ala allow us to remain underneath the feet of our fathers. May He keep us as young women, the apple of our father's eyes and the love of our mother's hearts. As men, young men, may Allah Ta'ala allow your mother to always be in love with you. And guess what? Your father, he don't care about your love. He wants your respect. I'm begging you, give your father your respect. Be the spine in his back. You know your father's getting old now. He's getting tired now. There's things he used to be able to do that he can't do anymore, even around the house. And where are you? And where are you? Consumed. The Prophet ﷺ, he said something that means if you take anything more of this dunya that you take than what you need, it will be a part of your destruction. What part of this destruction do you love? I'm only coming so strong because I see an epidemic happening. This is an epidemic. If a father cannot stand on the back of his son, how will he die with honor? You're his baby boy. He used to walk to Juma with you like this. I said we want to open up the discussion. We want to open up the discussion. So, in the questions you ask, you can ask anything. Absolutely anything. And the reason why you can ask absolutely anything is because the question that you may ask, it may save someone else in the room. The question that you don't ask, it may have been the question that would save someone in the room. So, if you have questions, please, or even a statement. So maybe you don't have a question. Maybe you want to say something. It's fine. Anybody. Yes. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah accept from us, keep us sincere, and may He make me accept my own words first. Ameen. Yes. So first and foremost, parents, this is my honest. You can't manage peer pressure. Sorry, Dad. This is something, peer pressure, it's peer pressure. You don't even know that they're being pressured by their peers until something goes wrong. So when it comes to peer pressure, there's no real proactive method, right? So that's first and foremost. But for young people, Listen, bro, it's like this. Do you know what guilty by association is? In America, they have this. And very soon, in Britain, they're going to have it too against the brown guys. Trust me. Right? But the Prophet ﷺ, Imam Taha, anything the Prophet said was true. That was an old story that the basis of it is, if your friend smells like perfume, when you leave from him, you'll smell like perfume. If your friend smells like smoke, when you leave from him, you'll smell like smoke. It don't matter if you were smoking or not. If your friend was smoking, you were smoking. You may get home and say, no, I'm not smoking. That was just Rahim. Right? Abdurrahman was smoking. Not me. Well, that's your friend. You smell like smoke. You were smoking. That's the real world. The only person who will even listen to you say, no, I didn't smoke, is your father, is your mother. In the real world, we look at you and say, liar. You're a liar. And if you're a liar, I won't respect you, I don't want to work with you, and I won't do business with you ever, because you're a liar. So the only way to combat peer pressure, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong, is to grab groups of kids while they're kids, protect them, but start to talk to them honestly, right? You expose them to what's out there before social media exposes them to what's out there. Dad, you tell your sons about girls before they go on the phone and see a bad picture. Mom, you tell your sons about boys before they go on social media and see one of these handsome young men in their DMs. Yeah, you want to smile? You can smile, bro. I got you. It's fine. They upstairs smiling too, wherever they at. About peer pressure, 1 second, Uncle, Bismillah. About peer pressure, I suffer peer pressure very bad. Me and all my friends, all of us, right? We used to smoke weed, but my first time smoking weed, I didn't want to smoke weed. I didn't even care. I thought it's, like, you smell people smoking, like, man, that stinks. I don't even like I don't like nothing about it, bro. I come to school, my friends smoking before school, and they pass me. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm not thinking like, we used to play Game Boys. You know what a Game Boy is? No? You know what a Game Boy is. They don't know what a Game Boy is. Man, I had the color Game Boy, bro. Yeah. It was serious business. Yeah. And remember the real big one? I had the little red one. Yeah. You don't know. You know what's up. You don't know what's up, though, right? I had a Game Boy, bro. I'm like 13, though. I'm like 13, right? That's a big boy. I'm like 13. I'm playing the Game Boy. They want to smoke. I'm playing the game. Like, had Mario Racer. I got 5 minutes before the bell for school. I'm just trying to finish this level, right? So let's smoke. I'm like, no. They passed me. I said, no, I'm okay. I'm doing something important here. I'm trying to finish my and they kicked me out. You can't come here. So that was that. They look at me funny. But after school, I walk home with them every day. They say, nah, man, you can't walk with us. Go play your Game Boy. So I walk home by myself. I never played the Game Boy after that day. Never again, to this day. I actually remember the last time I played my red Game Boy. I went to school the next morning, they were smoking again. I say, all right, I'll take one puff. Because I'm going to lose my friends. What am I going to do without my friends? So I said, all right, I'll take one puff. That one puff of weed was the beginning of everything bad in our lives. That first, I just did it once. I didn't even, you know how you get high like that? I was like, I didn't even take it in. I just, to satisfy. And that one puff, Uncle, it made everything downhill from there. That group of my friends All of them, 50 years in prison, 60 years in prison, 20 years in prison, 10 years in prison, 15 years in prison. Naeem is dead. Shadi is dead. Champsy is dead. Marky is dead. They're dead. Gangster is dead. They're dead, man. They're dead. Rahimahullah, and they were Muslims. And everything that went wrong in their lives, it all started from that first time with the first puff before school in grade 8. So that's peer pressure. I don't know how things go off for you here. The country context is a little bit different. The context is a little bit different. You guys, you get 10 years, you do 5, you do 50%. I get 10 years, I do 8.5 years, 85%. It's America. Different place. If you have smoked some weed, or if you have friends that smoke some weed, do know that their lives are already going like this. And you're just watching it go downhill. If you want to throw your life away, go ahead. If you want to be standing like me crying about your dead friends, then go ahead. But which one of you are going to stand firm and say, nah, man, I ain't smoking no weed, bro. I ain't smoking no weed, bro. I'm a Muslim, bro. I ain't smoking no weed, bro. Because, you know, out of all of them friends, only 3 of us are free. Or two, well, one's he's come home from a long time, and he's not in any trouble or anything. So 3 of us are free and not dead. Do you know why they love me now? For holding on to Islam. Same group. They were there that day. They were already smoking. Same group. Already smoking. They were going to kick me out the group too if I didn't smoke. But today, the respect they have for me, the love they have for me is because I held on to Islam. Don't worry about them wanting to be your friends now. You're the one they're going to trust and respect later. And after that, you got to be a man, yo. You got to be a young man, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 30, 35. You got to be a man. And a real man, he's okay with being by himself. It's the Sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Be by yourself. It's fine. But I understand you live in a world today where I gotta have friends. I gotta have people in the pictures with me. I gotta have blah, 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 blah. Your friends ain't coming to the grave with you, and your friends ain't going to the cell with you. But for the elders, there's nothing you can do about peer pressure. Love your sons and love them a lot. Love your daughters and love them a lot. Tell them the truth. And some of these cultural norms that you have, you got to loosen up on some of them. You have to. Because they don't understand the old culture. They didn't live in the house with your mom and your dad. They don't get it. They don't see how much this old way of doing things protects us. They don't get it. So you gotta loosen up some and understand where they live and what they're going through now. And I know, Father, your father never explained to you. So you feel like you don't have to explain also. But the difference between you and your father is that you were your father's son. And your sons are not you. And so even with the women, with the sisters, when you're talking to sisters, right? We have these certain conversations that's so taboo. Nobody want to talk about it. Like sex. You say sex, everyone run out the masjid. Everybody got here from sex. I see grown men laughing when I say the word. It shows me immaturity. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about? This is a sacred relationship. This is a sacred relationship between a man and a woman. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, marry and multiply. This is a command from the Rasul ﷺ. The only way you can marry and multiply is through the consummation. That's sex. This is a rewardable act. But we make all the young men who are 16, 17, they can't even talk about it. Or the young woman, 17, 18, she can't even talk about it. But the world we live in today is a sexualized society. Every way they turn, they don't have Game Boys like me. They got iPhones. Young man, if you got an iPhone, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Hi, please, so we can see it. If you got an iPhone, there's a possibility you have already seen something of a woman that you shouldn't have seen. Period. That's the world we live in today. And so these conversations, but I don't know your culture that well. You know your culture. So from the standpoint of your culture, mixed with how things are today, you gotta go to these young people with the truth. You have to. You absolutely have to. Because if not, we're going to keep losing them to haram. And you know how they say like the ride to hell is the most enjoyable ride of your life. The trip to hell. This trip to the hellfire and nar. This trip is the most enjoyable trip of your life. You will never experience dunya like you'll experience dunya on the way to hell. Oh man, haram money, smoking weed, haram women. This trip to hell seems to be a glamorous trip. But the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he told you about that already. He told you how this door to the fire will be covered in jewels and everything that looks appeasing. And how the door to Jannah will be covered in the opposite. And it's mentioned in Quran. That you will hate what you should love and that you will love what you should hate. The only way to fix this misconception is through knowledge. The only way to make someone sit still enough, long enough to learn is to first make them love the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In today's time, quote unquote, just rules of religion, it ain't gonna be enough. Just quote unquote cultural norms, it's not going to be enough. You gotta, man, help these young people love the way of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Help these young women love Aisha and Khadija. Help them love them. Help them, these young men. How many of you listen to Stormzy? Nobody. I see you smiling. You know? What about Hassan bin Thabit? You like him? Or you don't know who he is? Ha! That was an older person laughing. I get it, you're English, but don't let Stormzy take you to hell. May Allah protect us. I mean, Bismillah. Uncle? Now, before you, Uncle here, yes. And if you got brown skin,
we're only into our third generation, fourth generation at the most. The Asians from India and Pakistan, they came from the late 50s onwards, 57, 58,
Yeah.
From the year 2000, children that are born from then, many of them struggle to speak our mother tongue language. You can understand, but when it comes to speaking, they're a bit shy.
Not shy, they're embarrassed.
Yeah, they're embarrassed. They might say it wrong. But the thing is, the parents aren't speaking. They're speaking English to them. lose your culture, you lose your identity, and ultimately the religion. And, you know, okay, there's one thing when you move into a society to adapt into that society, but when you adopt the lifestyle, you adopt their lifestyle, then, you know, it's downhill.
MashaAllah.
But, you know, the parents need to realize, and, you know, Jazakallah for your...
Wa iyaakum. There's this, listen, bro. I do my best to try to put accountability for the father and for the son, for the mother and for the daughter, right? Because okay, young man, right? I'll counterbalance this some, right? It's not your fault that you don't know. The only way that you could know is by learning. Nobody just knows anything, right? Anything you know, you have to be taught. The bigger problem I have is the same reason they don't know the language. Their parents worked a lot. They had to learn English to do good in society, right? And even when they came home, they used to speak English to practice. And then they say, right, and this is something, because and again, being true to your roots, one of the biggest problems we have today in Black America is self-hate. Self-hate, right? So much so that you see black guys, they want to talk like white men. But I see some brown guys that want to talk like white men. You got me? So when a son, when he sees his father, he's talking one way at the masjid, this, that. I see you guys laughing. But then they go into town and they see their father put on that white man's voice. They're confused. They're thinking like, hi, my name's Tom. they think, right? So I'm not. It's not just, but collectively, right? You are you like? I was speaking to someone. So most of you are like, what's that? Like Korajati? How you say it? Gujarati, right? Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. You see how proud he is, bro. I can't. Takbir. So, no, this is, but the point I'm making is these young men and these young women upstairs, they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed about that state. Why are they embarrassed? Because they don't know the language. They don't know the culture, right? And so, and I get it. We all have to be successful here in England. I get it. I get it. But all of you young men who don't speak your language, you're not going to know how bad that is until your kid doesn't speak your language and you're communicating in English and you're not even communicating at all. The meaning of these words keep changing. Hey, uncle, do you know what gassing means? Gassing. Yeah. Young man, do one of you know what gassing means? It's okay, you can raise your hand. I see you all laughing. Gassing, uncle, is like when you're faking about who you are, or you like it's one thing, but you're fronting or capping, right? That's the English language. When they say gassing, you're thinking something else. There's an agenda behind that. To strip you away from your father. To strip you from your land, strip you from your language, strip you from your culture, by way of that, strip you from your religion. It's the truth. And so may Allah Ta'ala protect all of our children from that. And may Allah Ta'ala help our fathers also be proud of where they are and demonstrate that proudness so that way our sons feel a sense of dignity about where we're from, inshallah. And maybe, you know how we do Arabic, because we do Quran, we do Hadith, okay, at the masjid, let's learn our language. At bare minimum, at least you can talk in your language. No one else knows what you're talking about. That's how your fathers did it. They go into the bank, right? No, I'm not gonna get but you remember those days, right? You walk into the bank, you and your brother. The teller saying one thing, and you and your brother, you're okay, ma'am. We're gonna get her. We're gonna get the best we can get out of her, right? Hey. You remember the old days. He can't stop smiling in the back, mashallah. Yeah. Young man, you're taking away your advantage. You have an advantage. You can speak in a language that they don't understand here. You can communicate without your communication being broken. You can communicate amongst yourselves. If you can communicate amongst yourselves and no one else understands it except you all, then that means that whatever we try to build, they can't tear it down because they don't know what we're building, because they don't know what we're saying. You're giving away your own advantage. So please, maybe what language you guys are speaking? What's your language? Oh, that's the actual language? Yeah, man, you got to learn that Gujarati, bro. Straight up, bro. No, serious, bro. I ain't joking, man. I'm serious. Because you know, once they lose that, they ain't going to learn Arabic either. And how many of you really know Arabic? You get the point. You're breaking your tongue. The old language you speak was closer to Arabic than this language. Arabic is the language of the Quran, the language of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But because you're breaking your tongue, we call it a dead tongue. Your tongue is lazy. You can't pronounce the words correctly. You had bad tajweed. But that all started when you stopped speaking like yourselves. Bismillah. In the back. Alhamdulillah. And thank you for having me. And if I've said anything to offend anyone, please forgive me. Bismillah. Middle age, some cultures, middle age is different. Now, I'm a black man. Middle age don't call me middle age till I'm 50, bro. Yeah, you know? No. Young meaning like 6 or 7 or 15? Oh, yeah, you got babies. Okay. The 10-year-old, he's not a baby. Put him to work. The sunnah of the Prophet, hey, Imam Taha. The sunnah of the Prophet, you work at 10, bro. That's period. I don't care. If he's 10, if he ain't working, put him to work. If you ain't got a job for him, make up a job for him. You got Home Depot, what you got here? Like your building material store. B&Q. Go to B&Q, get $100 worth of lumber, right? And put it on one side of the masjid and just make them pick it up and take it to that side. When they get finished, make them take it to the other side. Yeah, okay. And why don't you all get along? Okay. Yes. Yes.
So my 10-year-old has a phone. So the question really is for the wider community and some advice from you that in society or in the workplace or at university, whatever it may be, you have to move forward with the times to progress.
Yes.
How do we, or prepare the youngsters for that future? Because we've got to move on with the time.
Yes.
We've got to live in the parameters
Yes.
of Islam.
Yes.
And that is my big concern from the Gujarati society or the Punjabi society, whatever society it is, that they need to break down the barriers, of that culture and get everyone together because we are Muslim brothers by Islam. And the question for you is, how does the community do that and stop saying you're Indian, you're Pakistani, you're Punjabi, you're this or that? And that's the real question that somebody needs to get the Muslims together with.
Bismillah, I got 2 answers for that. Number 1, Imam Taha. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that no Arab is above a non-Arab. No black superior to a white, no white superior to a black. He said this as his last sermon. He was dying. After this sermon, the Rasul ﷺ didn't give us any more instruction. And that piece he said in this sermon was very close to one of the last sentences. So that means before the Rasul ﷺ, he will go away, one of the very last things he taught us about was the disunity in each other based on color or where we're from. He knew it would be a problem for us. So the first thing is, Punjabi not hiding, how you say it, Gujarati. Bro, black not hiding a white. White not hiding a black. Englishman not hiding Pakistani man. That's first, but you have to love the Rasul ﷺ to see that. And you have to be like that even if people treat you different. So I'm a black man. White men don't like me too much. But I'm still going to treat him with dignity and respect. As long as he doesn't harm me and doesn't physically try to oppress me, Bismillah, I'll be a Muslim with you. Because I have the Prophet and you don't. So that's first, right? And the Prophet ﷺ, and another thing is that, and when someone doesn't like you, who cares? This man, he can't touch you, he can't stop you, he can't do anything to you if Allah doesn't will. And our fathers were like that. And I don't care about the times, that ain't gonna change between men, period. So that's first. Secondly, three things. Secondly, your 10-year-old, take your cell phone back. He's too young, bro. He's too young, bro. And you don't know the cell phone that, not you, I'm not saying you, sir, in particular, right? You may be like a tech guy or something, I don't know. But I'm saying, like, I'm not saying you in particular, but what I'm saying is that you don't know the cell phone well enough to protect him from the dangers of it. And bro, he's 10. When you were 10, who did you call, bro? You get the point, right? He called you. That's it. Bro, when you're 10, who you gotta talk to? What business you gonna handle, bro? You're not making no money, bro. I got you. No, I got you. But are you his father or is he your father? Are you her daughter or is she your daughter? I'm going somewhere else with this. I'm not trying to end on that point, but he's 10, take his cell phone back. Because you can't protect him. They got this stuff when he goes on Safari or when he goes on the internet, right? They have technology to know if it's a 10-year-old using the phone, if it's a 15-year-old using the phone, if it's a 40-year-old man using the phone. They know from how you use the phone who's using the phone. Based on who they think is using the phone, they send certain things to it. They send it. Like porn. Your son, he may not even want to see porn. He's just going on Safari or going on like the internet piece to play a game. But they know, okay, if you're going to play this game with the blue blocks and the red blocks, then you're a 10-year-old little boy. It's psychology. That masters at this stuff. Okay, you want the blue blocks and the red blocks and race cars? What's after race cars? Guns and women. And they're introducing them to the next stage of their lives before they actually get there. So before they get there, they're hooked. When they get there and get a hook, then they become desensitized to real women. When they get the chance to be with real women, they don't even like her anymore. There goes the family. There goes the family. By the time he can feel a real woman, smell a real woman, he doesn't even appreciate who she is. There goes the family. His cell phone from 10. That's one aspect. So as much as things change, some things stay the same. So I get things are changing, but nah, bro, he's 10, bro. He don't need no cell phone. Until he's doing a bunch of activity after school by himself, like not coming home to 8 p.m. by himself, I don't care if all your friends have a cell phone. He only wants a cell phone because of peer pressure. Right? And then lastly, I would say, honestly, bro, you guys are doing a great job. I was with some brothers having dinner earlier before I came here, and they told me about the new Jamea Masjid. Oh, mashallah. That's what you need. That's what you got to do. You have to build institutions and places that these kids can be proud of. Because you're going to die. You got to go die. You're going to pray janazah for you. And if you want them to be proud of what you left for them, then you have to make it appealing for them. You have to make it appealing for them. You have to make it look nice. You have to show them that you're not only competing against Punjabis or you're competing against the rest of the world. And you're in the race. You're in a good position. I left you in a good position. So with that piece of moving into the future, the same way that your fathers built this, you got to build that. And the same way that you're sitting in here as the fathers today with a 10-year-old son, your son will be sitting in here or in there with a 10-year-old son. And I'll be dead too, probably, right? And there'll be some other guy here saying, hey, listen, don't give your son a cell phone at 10 years old. Because also, Imam Ali, right, Hazrat Ali, I love Ali, man. He said that young people, they have a certain kind of a disease. And this disease, it only can be cured by old age. So a young man or a young woman is always the same. They're crazy. You were crazy you were crazy. Hey, uncle, was he crazy? He was crazy. It is what it is. And you didn't even have Samsung. You waited till you got grown to get Samsung. They didn't even make Samsung to you in your late 20s. But you were still crazy. So your son's 10, he's gonna be crazy. That's what it is. Right? The difference between the world they live in today and the world you live in is they couldn't take a picture and then the whole world would see them. You didn't have internet. They have internet. And I don't know what the problem we're going to have in 30 years when your son has a 10-year-old son. But there'll be a new problem. That's nature of dunya until the end of times. The job for each group of elders, and all of you young men, hey, don't talk in my session, Yahya. I don't care if you know Quran. I kick you out. And this time, we want the first verse. Not just Mawlaya Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Da'ima, but we want the whole thing, bro. And so get prepared now, because we're going to end it on that note, inshallah. The problem they may have is worse. But young men, you are charged with the responsibility. When you become the elders, you have to build something too. That's what your father did. Your father didn't have all the answers. Your father used to be sitting, hey, listen, your brother, right? Or is that your sister's son, brother's son? Your sister's son, okay. Well, you know his father, right? So remember when he was 10, did his father have all the answers? No, he said, my kid's crazy. Yes. Rahimahullah, may Allah Ta'ala bless you. There were men like you who raised me. And the Prophet ﷺ, anything he said is true. And the one who raised the orphan, the one who takes care of the orphan, this one, him and the Rasul ﷺ are like this in Jannah. May Allah Ta'ala reward you with that. Ameen. Ameen. That's you see how happy he is to say that? He has, no, mashallah. Mashallah. So, different example, but someone had a father at 10 with a brother. Said, man, my son's crazy. My son's crazy, bro. Your father didn't have the answers. He had no magic book to tell him right or wrong. And your father made mistakes. Young lady, your mother didn't have all the answers. She had no book to tell her completely right or wrong. Of course we have Quran. But you have to learn Quran to know Quran. Most of our elders don't know much Quran. They know what they learned as children, and then they went to work, and that's it. So you don't have all the answers. You're not going to have all the answers. What you have to do is continue to build. And by the time your boy gets tall, he'll say, that's what my father built. Because those men who I had dinner with, they say, our parents built this 1984. It's the first masjid in Preston. They tell me the list. They're proud of what their fathers built. Make sure your son's proud of what you built too. The same way you're proud of your uncle. Inshallah. And may our sons always be proud of us. And may our daughters always be proud of us. And may they never be embarrassed by us. Ameen. And okay, so I have uncle back here, then you. After these two, we want some young men to speak. We came here for you. We are here for you. We need you to be here with us. Let us in. We're trying to be a part. You see how much we all care about you? Do you see how much we all care about you? Please, say something to us. Join the conversation about your future. Join the conversation about your life. Tell us about England as you know it. Because surely you know England different than we know it. Help us out. Bismillah. Yes. Well, first and foremost, this concept of shoulder to shoulder, hill to hill, this is not so we trip over each other in the prayer. You know that, right? The objective is to keep Shaitan out of the ranks. And so when he comes to the masjid and he sees sizes this big, no, somebody's praying there. Somebody's praying there. It ain't just an empty space. The devil is praying there. And you let him pray there because you didn't move up in the rank and tighten the ranks and close the ranks. But Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught us, there's a rank. When you start the next rank, you start from right behind the imam in the middle. Then the next man comes to the right, the next man to the left. The next man to the right, to the left, even it out on each side. Even to its full. And then you start a next rank. The problem we're having today, you came here, you just stand next to your brother or your sons. Everybody in the room is your brother. Sisters, everybody in the room is your sisters. You say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, we're one family. But you care about your family more. So much so, you don't even want to pray next to me. Do know you're helping the devil. That's first, uncle. After that, if we don't stand tight in salat with each other, we will not do anything tight with each other. How many people want to make money? Raise your hand. I want to make some money. Inshallah. I got communities to build. I got women to feed. I got kids to feed. I got a mom. I got to make some dough, bro. I ain't shy about it. I'm a Muslim. Muslim man, he got to make some money. Period. We got people to take care of. Period. Don't be shy about it. Do not be. Go make some money, bro. Don't be shy. But follow the example of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hold it in your hand and not in your heart. But guess what? You can't even make no money together if you don't come together and pray. The money is something I know everybody agrees on. Young man, old man, don't matter. This tribe, this language, that language, don't matter. We all agree on the money. You can't make no money together if you don't come together and establish the salat correctly. And from this example, uncle, do know that this is what the young men and the young women are seeing. Is this because you weren't taught? Hey, is somebody talking in my session? Is this because you weren't taught that you do this? This is a question. Someone answer for me. Is this because you weren't taught that you do this or just out of habit? No one wants to answer. So this is not something you were taught. Sorry, uncle, not you. So sorry. I want to hear from the young people. No one wants to answer. Well, listen. If you don't fix that now, by the time your beards are gray, you won't even have this building. You won't even have a masjid. If you let Shaitan come and pray with you, you won't even have a community. You won't have anything if you don't fix that issue now. And uncle, the next time you see a young man pray like that, pluck him in the ear. Uncle, smack him in the ear. You got me. And yeah. And if you point them out to me, I'll fight them right now for you. Don't worry. Because these young, one second. Because the young men, and they have a very comfortable life. And that's not their fault, that's our fault. Or I'm young too, so yeah, so the young man has a very comfortable life, right? Not their fault they have everything without having to work for it. Not their fault they're 10 years old and they're not working, right? Not their fault they have cell phones and this and that. They didn't buy it, they don't have no money. So we have to re-question ourselves what we find important. And we give them a lot of reward when they get A's and B's in school. Right? But how many times did we reward the kids for making salat? We don't give kids reward for salat. But we give them reward for mathematics and science. So we're tricking them. And may Allah Ta'ala help us with that. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. Ayvullah. I like your hat. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Wa yakum. Yes.
First of all, if you can give a bit of background about when you were a new Muslim or you revert to Islam, if you can mention that. Secondly, you talked about your friends and how Islam was the thing that kept Islam is no pressure. It's totally up to you if you want to do it. But can you drop some Islamic facts on board maybe? Because I think that would be an inspiration for the youngsters as well. If you can do that.
Omar.
No pressure on that one.
Bismillah, Bismillah. I'm gonna do like an Islamic rap. I can't today, but I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna put it on like YouTube in like 4 or 5 days. So inshallah, because we understand that the young men they believe these imposters, fake gangsters. They believe these guys. You know the guys that you see on Instagram saying he commit crime, he's lying. How a man gonna commit the crime, go on Instagram, tell everybody I committed the crime and don't go to jail? It's retarded, bro. It's not. And then they take a picture. You know how they do the picture with the money. What they do with the money? They go like this with like, they make the big, you know what's up, right? That money's fake. It's not even real money. And you don't know, you can't touch it. They just got it, it's fake. And you believe these guys, imposters. Don't no real criminal go tell the world the crime he committed. So that's that, right? Bismillah. But I'll rap battle somebody. I'll freestyle, I'll rap battle anybody. So you got a rapper, bring him out, inshallah. Yeah, bring him out, bro. Give you a nice, good, bismillah. So about the first two questions is, so no, I'm not a revert or convert, however you say it. I was born Muslim. And me and all of my cousins, all of my friends, the majority of us, except a very small number, were born Muslims. Our parents, my dad became a Muslim in the 70s, he was 10. And my mom, she became a Muslim when she was like 17 or 18, something like that. But my parents were Muslims before I was born. And, but her, my uncles, my older uncles, grandma, they converted, they were converts. So I'm born 1990, and we had Muslims in the family since 1965. But my whole family didn't become Muslim to the 90s. But I had one cousin, I call him Uncle Mikhail, because he's my cousin, but he's my uncle though. So Uncle Mikhail, he became a Muslim in 1965. And he received dawah from Malcolm X. Yeah. And for all of you know, like Malcolm X, he died, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. He's a martyr. And they killed him because he said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's why he died. I don't care about this Netflix thing or what they talking about or what they want to misguide you with. Nah, bro. He said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and they killed him for that. And so we don't love him. Anytime you see Malcolm X in a suit or a bow tie with a shaved face, that's not the one that we love. Please understand this. That's not the one that we love, black people in America. That's not the one that we love. We love the Malcolm when his beard grew like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's that one that we love. But today I have the largest Muslim family in my city. There's nobody has more Muslims than us, not even the Gujaratis. Right? But now the second point is, when was my turning point? So my parents, so we would be like second generation Muslims, right? My parents, they didn't have a lot of knowledge. My father, he was killed when I was 1. So 91, I was 1 year old, and he got killed. So, you know, my mom, she got to work. And she's a woman. No one taught her a lot of, some little small things, some little small hadith, some little bit of Quran, but she had good manners. Very, very, very good manners. And my mom, she didn't remarry until I got married. She never brought a man to the house. But boys, no man in the house, mom always working, what we gonna do? Same thing you all seeing too. What we gonna do? We're gonna go crazy. And we live in the ghetto. And there was an agenda against us. Give them drugs, give them guns, give them everything haram. Because we're this 15-year-old kid who can't even read and write, get a machine gun that hold 50 bullets and shoot 10 bullets a second. Where he get that? So I grew up in the ghetto, and we made a lot of mistakes following Sheikh Jay-Z. Sheikh Shaitan. May Allah Ta'ala bring Jay-Z to Islam. Ameen. And may Allah Ta'ala bring Donald Trump to Islam too. Ameen. 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 Hey, listen, bro. I've seen stranger things. Abu Sufyan became a Muslim. So much so that now when you say Abu Sufyan, you say, radiyallahu an. Donald Trump ain't no Abu Sufyan. He tried to kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Donald Trump, that's light work. It's nothing. Right? So may Allah make him Muslim. Ameen. So, like I said, man, I was like grade 8 smoking weed. You smoke weed, you start selling weed. After a while, there's not enough money in weed, you start selling coke. After a while, not enough money in crack, you start selling dope, you start selling heroin. You start killing your own community from within your community. I got some friends today, the ones who didn't go to jail, the ones who didn't die, the same poison they sold to others, they're addicted now. A young man, 29 years old, 28 years old, heroin in his arms every day. So what happened with me is that I told you there's only a few of my friends left. So I mean, you know, if guy 1 dies, guy 2 dies, guy 3 dies, guy 4 dies, it gets to guy 9, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die too. So my cousin, his name was Shadi, rahimahullah. May Allah Ta'ala forgive him for his sins. Ameen. He got killed, I was 19. He went to prison, I went to college, or like you have university. So we say college, but we mean university. Bismillah. So my first year in college, I had like smart little brain, you know. He came from prison. I went to college in the summer, he went to prison in the summer. I came back from college in the summer, he came back from prison in the summer. He was released on August 1st, or maybe the 3rd, I don't ever get the exact date, but early in August, that first week in August. He was released around 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and he was killed before midnight. And that broke my heart, man. And he had sons. It brung everything back from losing my father, like right in my face. It broke my heart, bro. But Imam Taha, the Prophet ﷺ, he reminded us that death is the reminder to the believers. And so I was reminded that I'm a Muslim. Because you forget, because man is heedless. Man is heedless, insane. And this word comes from another word in Arabic that means heedless. So you being a man, you're prone to forget. You're prone to forget. That's why Shaitan comes in so easily, because you're a man, you're prone to forget. And as Muslims, we need beneficial reminders. We need these daily beneficial reminders. So he got killed and I was reminded. In my community, the black community, especially off the East Coast, I can't tell you about California or the West Coast. I don't know about it, right? I know about Philly, New York, New Jersey, Delaware. That's what I know about, right? Brooklyn, the Bronx, that's what I know about. Newark and Irvington, Atlantic City, and Harlem, we know that. So when you want to be a man, like proper man, I'm going to be a man, take care of my family, be a good dad, a husband, treat the women good. You be a good Muslim. You go to the masjid. That's where the real men are. Everybody knows it since the time of Malcolm X. The real men are at the masjid. I got no dad, and I lost all my cousins. We didn't do like a lot of like friends. I had like maybe some friends that weren't family, but we like real tribal, bro. Like my cousins, these are my boys, bro. Gang. You know how you say it, right? You like that? So I went to the masjid because I didn't know what to do. So I went to the masjid. And when I got to the masjid, the brothers there gave me a lot of love. Like they gave me so much love. But when I went to the masjid, they didn't put pressure on me to be something I'm not. It's sustainable growth. They took time with me. That's 10 years ago. Almost 11 years now. 11 years ago. They took time with me. They didn't rush me. They didn't slap a toppy on my head. Give me a throat, shake. They They just slowly, and then, but they always hug me, love me. I love you, Habibi. And you know us, man, like, what's this man saying he loved me, bro? He loved me, bro. After a while, I say, I love you too. Right? And the love, so death took me to the masjid, but the kept me in the masjid. And by way of those men loving me, it made me love the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yeah, it made me love him a lot, because these men come from worse background than me, but it changed them. These men are good Muslims. These men are good Muslims. One or two of them are very knowledgeable, the fakir, but the majority of them don't know much. They clean the masjid, support the masjid with their money, right? These are good Muslims. These are good men. And the aunties, I stopped selling drugs, right? Man, I never forget this, bro. I used to take my family to iftar at the masjid, because if I didn't take my family to iftar, I wouldn't have no food to feed them. I was so broke, bro. I was so broke, bro. Like, you don't know how embarrassed, like, I was so happy it was Ramadan, bro. My kids, they start fasting 6 and 7. It's easy for them now, 10, 11. It's easy now. But 6 or 7, bro, that fasting, because I'm broke. I ain't got no money. Not no peanut butter and jelly, not no Kool-Aid, nothing. I ain't got nothing, bro. And the aunties, you know, after Ramadan was over, they kept cooking for my family. And they didn't embarrass me. You know, maybe one auntie, she calls my wife and say, "Oh, sister, I need your help. Salam alaikum, I need your help." My wife's, she's, "Okay, where you are? I'm at your door." She opens the door, they're giving her food. She said, no, for you. I need your help with Allah. That's what they told her. I need your help to get my blessing from Allah. I need your help. You know how embarrassing it is for a man if you can't feed your family? You know how your wife looks at you, you can't feed her? But at the masjid, nah, man, they took care of me, bro. They gave me love. They didn't embarrass me. And then they taught me Islam. They taught me Islam. And so I said with the fakir, I learned my Far'ain, right? After I learned Imuhal, like this necessary knowledge, what you have to learn first. Then we went on to extra sciences. And then we got into the Sunnah of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I fell in love with the Sirah, bro. I fell in love with the Sirah, bro. It hooked me every day. Imam, like we're going to read the Sirah every day, bro. And the men who not the fakir, not the muhaddith, not them, not the hafiz of the Quran, the other men who support the masjid, they say, "You're going to come to work with me." Salim gave me a shovel. My first job was to dig holes. It was the hardest job I ever had. My shoulder's still hurting, bro. It was, man. And he was putting up a fence, and I had to dig holes for the pole that goes into the hole, the ones that hold the fence along the way, right? That's my first job. 3 feet in the ground, 1 foot wide, 3 feet deep. He come with his measuring tape. He say, "Bro, you got a foot to go." I say, "Another foot?" I thought the shot, I don't want to do the job anymore, right? He give me some harsh words, you know. And then he grabbed me by the collar, "Pick up the shovel." I pick up the shovel. After a while, the holes became easy. Then he taught me how to put the lumber in the holes. Then he taught me how to do the fence by myself. Then he taught me concrete. Then he taught me masonry. Then he taught me how to do brickwork on houses. Then he taught me carpentry. Then he taught me how to paint. He taught me how to replace windows and doors, how to fix a toilet in the inside. If I weren't doing this, that's still the way I would feed my family. Look at my hands, bro. He gave me a life to live. He's dead, rahimahullah, and I miss him a lot. He was my best friend. He was 40 years older than me. I spent so much time with him. From like 19 to like maybe like 25 or 26. I spent so much time with him. The Imam would give me things to remember, like books, the metin to memorize. Sometimes we will be working. I will work. After we would take lunch break, pray, and go back to work. And I would go. He says, "Go in the truck." I said, no, I got 2 more holes left. Because once you got 2 more left, I got to finish this. You get like that. He said, no, you got class today at 5. Go rehearse, go practice before the Imam kicks you out the class. While I'm at work, and paid me for it. I don't know what kind of conversation they had. I don't know what they spoke about when I wasn't around. But collectively, those men saved my life. You get the point? And yeah, and the greatest thing that he taught me, Salim, because he wasn't a scholar, bro. He couldn't even read Quran. He'd give the masjid all his money, bro. Like, I'm not joking, bro. Go ask anybody in the city, bro. Ask anybody, bro. Where Salim live? Salim lives on the Musalla. Salim makes a lot of money, though, bro. He's a big construction man. And he lives on the Musalla, bro. He was dedicated. It was anything the Imam needs. Every day Ramadan, sweep the floor, mop the floor, clean the toilets. When he made me clean the toilets the first time, I was so mad, bro. Like, clean the toilets? What? How many young men cleaning the toilets? Oh, you don't clean toilets, huh? You ain't a young man no more. You know, these days, we go to the masjid Thursday nights. In our head, while I'm in there, I'm saying, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad in my head. I'm cleaning the toilet thinking about him. The first time he told me to clean a toilet, though, I said, man, this man is crazy. I find no better way of spending my time, bismillah. I find no better way of spending my time than to clean the toilets in the masjid that I grew up in. I got nothing better to do. But if I never had men like Salim, if I never had men like Imam Amin, then maybe I'd be dead or in prison too. And excuse me for getting emotional, but man, like, you young people don't know what you have, man. You don't even get it, bro. You don't even get it, bro. And you ain't gonna get it till you lose it. You ain't gonna understand until your father's dead. I don't know who your Salim is, that older man who's vacuuming this musalla every day, the one who's cleaning the bathroom. You ain't gonna realize it till he's dead. You ain't gonna get it. Who's gonna replace Salim? Our community has had a hole inside of it since he died. The Imam doesn't have that kind of support anymore. He was like 100 men. And all of us combined aren't like one of him. May Allah Ta'ala make all of you young men one man like 1,000. May He make all of you young men one man like 1,000. And may Allah Ta'ala make all of you young women one woman like 1,000. And if you don't believe this is possible, that's because your heart's not in the right place. If you love the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, no, it's possible. One man like 1,000. And that's what they put inside of us. And so inshallah, we're going to try our best to uphold that legacy. And I know I'm not worthy of upholding that legacy. I'm not nothing like those guys, man. What I'm going to do? I ain't nothing like them. I'm selfish. I'm arrogant. Right? I love dunya. Salim didn't have a house. This man make over 100K a year. He don't got a house. I'm not lying. He lived in the masjid, bro. Do you know what his dream was? He said, I want to die on this musalla. He got sick at the end of his life. He lived in the masjid up until 3 days before he died. We set up a couch for him and a TV for him. We had a thing next to him for him to use the bathroom. Because you know, as you get older, you take the water pills. And the water pills, if you have elder people in your family, the water pills, it makes they go. So, but him, see, he's not thinking like a victim or a sick man. He's saying, no, I need your help. I gotta make extension so I can pray. Some things he's excused. He's sick. He's no. I gotta make extension, bro. And he got real bad. The imam got scared. We got him to the hospital, and he died 2 days later. Rahimahullah ta'ala. He didn't get all of what he wanted, but he got really close. He was happy dying. He knew he was dying. He used to ask me, what are you going to do when I die? I said, don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. 2 days before he died, he said, what are you going to do when I die? I said, don't talk like that, man. This, don't talk like that. He said, you're going to do what I taught you. And so that's what I'll do till I die, what he taught me. And may Allah Ta'ala make us successful. And may Allah Ta'ala reconnect me with my father and with Salim at the house of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ameen. Ameen. Young man, we need questions, young man. Nah, young man, we want to hear from you. You're important. What you have to say is important. What you think is important. Bismillah, 2 at one time. You first, then you.
So we live in a society which is, pretty bad. And sometimes, we don't receive a so how can we help those people who are, doing better? Yeah.
Say it one more time.
So we know that our community isn't, because a lot of bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
How can you help
Bismillah. So he's saying, did everyone hear the question? He's saying that we know our communities aren't the best. He's saying, what can we do to help or something? Great question. Takbir. No. Say it like you're proud of this, young man. Takbir. First and foremost is don't tell anyone your community is not the best. It's me. I'm your brother. I got you, right? I got you. But listen to me. This is very important. You do not expose yourselves, and you do not expose each other. If Allah Ta'ala didn't expose you, you don't expose it. So, about your community, right, is that you don't tell anyone outside of the community the bad about the community. I don't care who it is. That's one. And number two is Imam Malik, he said something like he was in Medina and he saw a man with no faults. But that man saw faults in others, and so others, but that man spoke about the faults of others, and so people spoke about the faults of him. And he said he also saw a man that had faults, but this man didn't speak of the faults of others, and others didn't speak of his faults. How old are you? 14. The greatest thing that you can do right now in your community is respect women. Starting with your mom. And you have sisters? You do? Listen, if you catch somebody in your sister's DM, listen to me very carefully. If you catch one of these guys trying to talk to her, punch him in the face. You ain't gotta ask nobody's permission. Get a bat, smack him in the head, bro. And everyone else, they'll know, they don't talk to that man's sister. That's your job. You got older sisters, younger sisters? Oh, it's how much younger? How old is she? Oh, no, you got some time. You're years away from smacking somebody. But when the time comes, that's first. Because the young man right? Our fathers, they don't know all of what's going on. I don't know who amongst you is dishonorable, and I don't know who amongst you are honorable. But whoever amongst you is honorable, protect the honor of these young women. I don't care if you lose all your friends. I don't care if you're a snitch. Protect the honor of these young women. That's first. The way you start that is by giving your mom real respect. Especially as her son, bro. She needs something special from you, bro. Right? And then after that is, do not disconnect from your father. Don't do it. He may not come to you. He's older, after 40 years old. And my dad said after 40, people don't change much. So don't expect your father to change much. He ain't going to change. He is who he is. The same way you were brave enough to ask me a question, ask your father the questions you don't know. I'm telling you, man, he's waiting for it. He may never come to you and say, son, you got a question? He ain't going to do that. That's your father. You know your dad. But if you go to him and say, Dad, I got a question, he's going to give you his undivided attention and say, what's up, son? What do you need from me, son? He gives you whatever you want anyway. What do you need, son? But as a young man, you got to go explain to your father the world you're living in so he can help you get to where he is in life. But if you don't explain to him what's going on in the world you live in today, then you might not make it. So you got to go talk to your father now. And then after that is that you have to learn this religion. Don't settle for cultural success. Don't settle for cultural success. Learn this religion. We need scholars. You want to make the religion better? Then make sure the imam is more important than the doctor. You want to make your community better? Then make sure the imam is held at a higher regard than the person who gives the most money in the fundraiser. And the only way to do that is for young people to start putting knowledge above everything else. But that's not older men. If this man works, he works, makes money. This man leads salah, he leads salah. That's it, it's over. But you have the opportunity right now to choose what you want to do in life, who you want to be in life, where you want to go. And you're a man, you got to make your money. You got to make your money. But your money won't do nothing for you if you don't establish the salat correctly. So as a young man, you got to put the religion above everything. And if you, as one person, I ain't talking about nobody else, if you put the religion and the love of the Prophet ﷺ in front of everything, then you by yourself will make this community a better community. Period. Takbir for this young man. There's a few ways to help a friend in peer pressure. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that first, the highest level of faith is to change something with your hands. Right? Change something with your hands. And then the next level of faith is to change it with your tongue. And then after that, to bare minimum, the lowest level of faith is to at least hate it in your heart. So that's your steps. Not just peer pressure, any problem in life. So peer pressure, how can I change it with my hands? Your boy smoking weed. I ain't saying your friend smoking weed. I'm just saying. I'm using this because I don't care what country you in. It's universal. Hashish, whatever they got, right? So the man, yeah, you laughing. You remember that. Yeah, these guys don't know what it is. That's like 20 years old, but yeah, I know, right? So say this man's going to take a puff. The way you change it with your hands is, but then you might got to fight him. So I don't know where you at. I don't know what you want to do. Like how you want to handle this, bro. This your friend? Your brother. Oh, it's your brother. That's even better. Hey, listen. If you catch him smoking, what you gonna do? Okay. So the first level of faith is to change it with your hands. But in the world we live in today, many people don't do that, and I don't even encourage young people to do that because you may be the one going to jail. This guy did something sinful. You smack it out of his hands. He pressed charges on you. Now you're in jail. You know they love Muslims in jail, right? So you say something about it. You say something. Yo, bro, haram. You can't do that. Don't do that. You cannot do that, right? You speak against it. Yo, bro, nah, man. Like, astaghfirullah or whatever. However you're gonna phrase it. Or like, bro, we don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna mess your life. Or however you're gonna phrase it. You talk different than me. He still does it. At that point, bro, it's out of your hands and it's off of your tongue. You got to hate it in your heart, and you have to pray to Allah. That's the move. That's the move. Sincere intention, I try to change it with my hands. That don't work. Sincere intention, I try to change it with my tongue. That don't work. Sincere intention, actually hate it in your heart and pray for him. And you know, Allah Ta'ala is the only one who can guide. Right? Whoever Allah Ta'ala guides, no one can lead astray. Whoever Allah Ta'ala leads astray, no one can guide, even you. So first and foremost is realize your capability as a man. You don't have any power to do anything. You don't have any power to change anything. You're not persuasive enough. You're not strong enough. You're not intelligent enough. Period. You're a man. You're a man. That's it. And Allah Ta'ala gave you instructions through the Rasul. Yo, bro. Your hands, speak against it. And in these times, your hands or speaking against it is becoming very ineffective. You have to pray for each other. Not just you or your friends. I mean the elders to the youth. Are they not worthy of your dua? Are they not worthy of your dua? Are they not worthy when you get up in the middle of the night to pray your tahajjud and you're crying to your Lord for yourself? Are they not worth your tears? Are they not worth your tears in your tahajjud salah, or is it just about you? When you get up for tahajjud, because I know you get up every night and pray 100 rakah. Tears in your eyes, saying 5 juz of Quran. I know you, bro, mashallah. Is your friend not worth your tears? Say he's your friend. In the time of the Prophet, somebody say your companion. You know the companions of Sahaba, they were the Prophet's boys, bro. They were his, like, homie, gang. Like, gang. Like, bro, gang. Like, they were his boys. He used to eat and have light conversation with them and crack a little joke. He loved them. But do you know his best of friends? These are the companions, the best men to ever walk the face of this earth. Do you know these men were proper gangsters? Murderers? Drink alcohol? Haram women? Yo, Hamza radiallahu anhu was a gangster. Like, not, forget these fake imposters you see on Instagram. Bro, Hamza was a gangster. Umar would, bro. Abu Dawood, like, bro, these people, bro, were like, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he received revelation and he prayed for his friends. From the dua that the Prophet made for them, they are literally the best men to have ever walked the face of this earth. Your friends ain't that bad. They ain't gonna be that good either. But they weren't that bad though. Your friends never bury their daughters alive. So we're Muslims. As a Muslim, if Muhammad did it, then that's correct to do. He prayed for his friends, you pray for your friends too, inshallah. Bismillah.
I think, like what you said before, that when you were obviously not on the right path, and you kind of like got welcomed in the masjid, I think that needs to be a big emphasis, obviously,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Whereas, unfortunately, yes, there's bad everywhere, but a bad lad comes into the masjid one day, he might, gets frowned upon. What the heck's he doing here? By certain individuals. Unfortunately, we live in that day and age.
Yeah.
I'm seeing with my own eyes, so I think emphasis needs to be given on that no matter who it is. He's coming into the masjid, welcoming in the masjid.
Two things about that. I'm sorry I cut you off. Were you finished?
No, yeah, but that's what my point is, that and I've experienced this, so.
Nah,
So
bismillah.
in that way, that this for the elders, that no matter who it is, you don't know what they're going through, you don't know what their script is, you don't know what their situation is.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 37.
He's saying the elders, so he means everyone above the age of 37. He ain't the young man no more. How old are you? This man's 20. How old are you? 17. He's 20 years older than you. He's your elder. You're an uncle now. Wait, no. I'm making a point.
But this is what I mean.
I got you. I'm making a point. You said you were 14? right? So if you're 14, then possibly your father could be 37. I don't know if maybe your father's old. I'm just giving a scenario, an example. He's saying from the old generation, him and his friends, this is the group before cell phones. Show you how some things stay the same. This is the group before Instagram. This is the group before Facebook. Some of those young lads weren't even welcome in the masjid. But in fairness to the uncles, bro, I'm not gonna let this. You remember her dad? He said the biggest people to lead children astray are other children, and your parents know that. So I see this one bad guy comes in. Everybody follows the little bad guy. See the one bad guy come in. I gotta kick him out because if I don't, maybe he guides all of you the wrong way. So that's that. So you do what you gotta do to protect your children. It is what it is. But on the flip side, though, is that young man that came to the masjid one time, because your son, he comes, and he don't appreciate it. That young man who doesn't come often, when he comes to the masjid, if you give him love, you treat him well, he might be sitting here like me today. He might be the person who makes your son have more confidence in the deen. Because whether you like it or not, that's who your son looks up to. And when you kick him out of the masjid, you kick your own son out of the masjid. Because guess what? Eventually, your son's going to leave the masjid to keep his company. And if you don't believe me, hey, did you leave the masjid to keep his company? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Automatically they think that.
Oh,
You have that.
wait, and now, because you left the masjid, now your friend who came the one time, he ain't never going to come to the masjid. Yo, these street kids, I'm telling you, you might not realize it, but they the best thing we got. They're the most sincere we got. They're out there on the road committing crimes in front of your face. They ain't punks, they're brave, believe it or not. They don't feel like they're faking either, they're being real to them. And if you don't believe me, your children look up to them. That's whether you like it or not. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If you bring them in, because what all the children don't understand is those kids want to be like you. Those kids want to be in your situation. Those kids want to learn Quran. Those kids don't want to be in the ends. But what's your name in the gray? Hassan? Asif. Uncle Asif. I don't know if you remember, but when you were making your statement and asking a question, you were saying this difference between us that we see in each other. This is what that difference breeds. That difference you were speaking of, masjid kids, street kids. Nah, they all kids. They all kids. And we've created systems amongst us who's better and who's worse. And you're very bad at it in your culture. Very, very bad at it. And listen, I'm black from America, bro. We got some bad stuff in our culture too. I ain't saying like nothing. I'm just saying that you gotta address this issue. Because one thing that I seen in Britain is, you spoke about race and different things. In America, we have a race as a social construct. In Britain, you got classism. It's all about the man with the money in Britain. Period. If you ain't got no money in Britain, you ain't nothing in Britain. That's how it is in this country. And rich white man ain't helping poor white man. Rich black man ain't helping poor black man. Rich Pakistani ain't helping poor Pakistani. Rich Kurajati ain't helping poor Kurajati. But that's not, you didn't get that from your homeland. You didn't get that from your culture. You've adopted that attitude here in Britain. And may Allah Ta'ala protect us from that and protect our children by way of that. Ameen. But you all got a beautiful thing, man. You got to come together and stick together, man. I'm telling you, man. The greatest resource you have is each other. That's the best thing you got, is each other. Not your money, not nothing. The best thing that you have is each other. It's the best thing you got. Look at each other. Everybody look at each other. Do an exercise. Look at each other. And repeat after me. No, really, I ain't joking. Yeah, I ain't joking. No, uncle, you too, you gotta look at somebody. Everybody look at somebody. You can't look in the face of your brother. They say that the Muslim is a mirror for each other. They said the believer is a mirror for each other. When you look in the face of the man next to you, you're looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself. So everybody look at yourself. No, I'm not saying I got something for you to say to each other. Look at your young man, find a partner, look at each other. Yahya, look at the one next to you. And you, look at him. You two look at each other. No, listen, bro. And if a grown man, if you can't follow directions, what makes you think your son will follow directions? You got me. Everybody look at each other. Look at someone. You're looking at yourself. Please, repeat after me. Repeat after me, everybody. I need you. This time without laughing. Sisters, you do it too. All the sisters, look at each other. All the brothers, one more time, look at each other. And repeat after me, please. I need you. No. You're repeating, so you're not following directions. You know, when it comes to the kids. You ready? I say it, then you say it. Look at each other. Not at me. If you're looking at me, you're looking at the wrong person. That's you two too. Look at it. Yeah, it's you two too. Yeah, bismillah. So you say, and me and you will be partners because you're sitting by yourself. You ready? I need you. Bismillah. Okay, look back at me now. You don't need someone to come here and speak in front of you. You don't need that. You don't need any outsiders from your community. You don't need that. You don't need anyone to come boost the morale of the young people. You don't need that. What you need is each other. That's what you need. You need each other. And until every man in this room can depend on every man in this room, then we don't have anything. And I don't care if you build the madrasa. We ain't got nothing. And listen to me, please. By the time I come back here, have this madrasa done. Listen, bro, don't take too long to do it. This kid, that's how old are you? Make sure he gets to use it before he grows up. Get this thing done, bro. Please. I think the guy said 5 million or something. That's a little bit of money. You think 5 million pounds is a lot of money? Nah, bro. Not from the sustainer of the world. He give you whatever. You think the sustainer of the world can't cash a check for 5 million? That's no money. A razik. That's no money. The sustainer of the entire world, all of the worlds, even the ones we don't know about. Al-Mulk. This dominion is his. And all you have to do is work for it. Why? Because he'll give his servant that which he works for. And you can't do that without each other. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't do it with each other, then this young man, he won't use it. And if he don't get a chance to use it, you are crippling him at his knees by not giving him something to be proud of that you've built. Get the job done. Be like Salim. I don't care if you got to sell your house. Sell your house. Move into the masjid. Be a man. Be a man. Get this job done. Because my uncle, or your nephew, what's his name? Bilal, he left because he's got kids and all that, so he had to go. He had to go take his cell phone from his son. Right? He asked, he said, times are changing. Times are changing. If you all don't band together now and allow yourselves to be vulnerable with each other now, then these young men, they're never going to be united. They ain't never going to be united. And Shaitan will always be in the ranks of that prayer. So I'm begging you, please, build something. Build something. But please, do it together. You talking to my session? You sure? Okay. Yahya, this your friend? Yeah. Well, next time he talks, I kick you all out. So guess what? You talk one time, he talk one time. We got 3 strikes, right? Guilty by association. Your friend's talking, you talking too. So if I hear someone talking over there one more time, 3 strikes, everyone's out of here. Yo, because you could have used your mouth and say, yo, be quiet. You could have said, yo. Okay, last question. Bismillah. Oh, wow, how old are you? I said uncle quickly, but then I see the beautiful beard and how old are you? Oh, how are you, son? Wait, are you married? Okay, you can ask a question. Go ahead. You got kids? Well, let's see if I'll answer your question or not. Can you start that over? You gotta speak a little louder.
One of the most frustrating things that we come across when talking to parents about their sons who are into mischief or into trouble. I'm not talking low level stuff happening around the street, but like drugs or stuff like that. One of the answers we get is, well, I was young, but I did it when I was young, so he's doing it, it's his time to have fun. And the worst one is, he's young, he's time to have fun, he can do whatever he wants, I'm going to pose with others. And it's quite frustrating because we're not trying to expose them, we're trying to get their parents. And we get that answer a lot from good elders, whoever it may be. And we don't have an answer for that reason for them. Normally people disrespect them. But if you can shed some light on.
Are you a teacher here? You are? I can see the concern on your face. I got it. I can, yeah. That's a real teacher question there. Like, only teachers ask questions against the parents. Listen, bro. You ain't going to change that young man's father. His father's telling you ain't going to change him. But you got like somewhere between 6 and 8 hours a day with him. Is full-time you teaching or like just Quran? Or how many hours a day you teaching? Huh? 10 hours a day? That's teaching too. It's even youth work, mentorship, put it all into teaching. You're with them for 10 hours a day. Impact their lives. Make a difference. You're a teacher. His father's not a teacher. That's why I sent him to you. You're a teacher. You're one of the most important men in the room after the imam. You're a teacher. First and foremost, never lower your example. Keep your example high. Keep your moral compass high. Never get frustrated. Don't even show the parents you're frustrated. Don't show the kids you're frustrated. Take your frustration to Allah. Take your frustration to Allah. Because even as a teacher, you can change it with your hands, which you can't do because his father's going to come and beat you up. Right? How you going to smack the kid? I got a rule. I won't teach kids if I can't hit them. Not girls, of course, but little boys, if I can't pluck them or punch them, I can't teach them. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. And in your old country that you come from, they used to pluck them and hit them. That's how they learned so well. Am I lying? I ain't lying. You get a smack. But here's the thing. I've seen some kids, I give them one, I never got to hit them again. Because the kids you're dealing with today are spoiled kids. They don't believe someone to put them over that knee and give them a winking. So maybe you can't do that. So you have to be very, very strong in your speech. In your class, kick them out. Kick them out every time. If you talk, I got a rule. If you talk while I'm talking, yeah. I got a rule. Yeah, that was your third strike, but I'm going to leave in a couple minutes, so I'm going to let you sit here, right? I'm going to let you sit here, yeah. But the next session, I'm kicking you out. And guess what? At the end of this session, you can't sing Mawlaya Salli wa Sallam. You can't get the mic. How about that? They talk in your session, kick him out. His father comes and say, my son said you keep kicking him out. Say, yeah, I'm going to keep kicking him out too if you don't respect me. You're a man. These are men. His father and his son, they had to give you respect. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care about that status. I don't care about none of that. They have to give you respect as a man. But as a man, you have to demand the respect. His kid wants to be up in mischief and all that, kick him out. Let him go tell his dad. And when his dad comes, you tell him in his face, yeah, I kicked him out. If he ruins my lesson again, I kick him out again. If you don't want me to kick him out, talk to your son. Or I'm going to kick him out. Because you can't hit him. Kick him out. And trust me, you know what his dad doesn't want? His son not to receive an education. That's what his dad doesn't want. He don't want that. You keep kicking him out, his dad's going to come talk to you. He ain't going to say, oh, I did the same thing. He's going to say, okay, listen, what do you want to do? That's what he's going to say. Kick him out. I don't care if they fire you around here. If they fire you, you kick them out and quit the job. Kick them out. You got me. If they fire you because you keep kicking too many people out, then kick them out and quit the job. We use you, so I'll take you in my community. Oh, no, the parents don't have them anymore. The parents ain't got them no more. You talking about those kids. Nah, bro, you got to love them. That's the answer. It ain't no other answer than that, bro. You got to love them, bro. It ain't no other answer. The other you were saying like Yahya in them. I said, kick Yahya out, bro. But those kids actually never kick them out. When they come in, I don't care if he smell like weed, bro. Hold on to him as long as you can. The more time he's spending with you, the less time he's spending in the ends. Serious, bro. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And guess what? When he wants to change, you're the one he's going to come to. He ain't even going to go to his father. He's going to come to you. Hug him, bro. I know your culture, you don't say, I love you a lot to men. But before you go, say, yo, salam alaikum. Yo, man, I love you, little bro. I love you too. And I don't care how bad these guys are. We were worse. But that love is contagious, bro. Somebody don't judge me. This man know I just come in the masjid smelling like weed, bro. I got a gun on me, bro. The imam says salam, gives me a hug. He said, oh. He said, oh, you, he felt my gun. He busted a joke. He said, oh, you want to be like the Sahaba, huh, and pray with your sword. He said, don't you ever bring that in my masjid again. Bust the joke first. So you want to be like the Sahaba, huh? Pray with your sword. Don't you ever bring that in my masjid again. I never did that again. You know why? Because if I did it again, then he wouldn't keep giving me his love. And I didn't want to lose that love. I did not want to lose that love. I could not. I absolutely could not lose that love, bro. If the way it made me feel. And I pray in the masjid. I leave out the masjid. Phone goes, do. Yeah, bro, meet me at the spot. I just left the masjid. I come in smelling like weed. I pray my prayer. It didn't count because I got to make the prayer up. It don't even count. But I prayed, though, mashallah. But I still got to make it up. As soon as I got done praying, I left the masjid, smoked some more weed. I didn't have to go far to get it. It was in my car. It was already rolled. I know I'm going to go pray, leave out the masjid, smoke my weed. But he loved me so much that I started coming to the masjid. I stay longer than Salat. He loved me so much, I said, you know what? I want to go to the masjid and actually understand what he's saying, because I'm always high there. Straight up. When I started coming to the masjid, if I was smoking, I would leave the masjid. Sometimes I still smoke. But then eventually, I come to the masjid, I didn't smoke. I take my lesson. I leave the masjid, and what I learned, it captivated my mind and my heart so much, I didn't want to smoke. And all of that came from him loving me. So you're the teacher, bro. And your job is to spread love. If you spread love, you spread light. You spread light, you save lives. Love, light, life. That's how it go, bro. That's how it goes, bro. You spread love, you spread light. You spread light, you save lives. You gotta give the love, bro. You have to give the love, bro. And if you and here's the thing, maybe something we can speak about. Maybe you get some other young man, like this man here on the side of you, you two looked at each other and said, I need you. So, okay, you two need each other. How? So maybe in your youth program, you get a group of the brothers around your age and you say, listen, 4 or 5 of us, we're going to purposely have an agenda to give these guys love.
I'll be straight up with you in regards to that. Hafiz Zubair over there, so
Oh, you're the Hafiz? Okay.
no, with us, I'll be honest with you. I'm not embarrassed, or I'm not ashamed to say it. But back in the day, yeah, he was the same with us.
He was with
the
you,
judges.
but
He used to love us, man.
he used to love you.
He used to call us in. He used to talk to us.
Takbir! Takbir! Because look at where he's at today. In the masjid in the front row. You see what the love does? Because a young man's going to be crazy anyway. His father's right. Not because his father's right, because Imam Ali is right. When he said, young people have a kind of disease and the only cure for that is old age. But when they get older, who do you respect? The one who didn't judge you. The one who loved you. The one who didn't give up on you. And when you wanted to get it together, who'd you go to? The one who loved you. The one who didn't judge you. How you say it? Bang on. So, bro, that's who you're going to be in 20 years. That's how long it takes. Your job is to be patient. And do the work and don't complain. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad wa alayhi wa sallam. Ya Rabbil Alameen, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to protect our mothers, to protect our daughters, to protect our aunts, to protect our grandmothers, to protect our cousins, to protect our friends. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please protect our husbands, protect our sons, protect our fathers, our uncles, our grandfathers, and our cousins and our friends. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please give us dignity of our culture, give us dignity in our religion. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to make us people of the truth, to make us people who don't live a lie, to make us people who accept the foul parts of ourselves so that we may correct ourselves. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to perfect us in character. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to perfect us in love. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please increase us in support of one another. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please increase us in not judging each other. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please increase us in love of one another, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please increase us in love of your Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Increase us in knowledge of Muhammad, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Increase us in knowledge of his family, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please give us a connection to him. By way of giving us a connection to him, Ya Rabbil Alameen, we ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please allow us to be with you, Ya Rabbil Alameen. We ask you, Rabbil Alameen, to please, Ya Rabbil Alameen, let us live and die as Muslims. Ameen. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Rahman Rahim. Bismillah.
MashaAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his coming here, and alhamdulillah, very great pertinent advices. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to take on board. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us united, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our community such that inshallah we progress. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us opportunities like this again. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his efforts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala include him amongst his servants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him on our behalf. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase him in his ilm, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase him in his da'wah, inshallah. So our brothers requested that, alhamdulillah, we are very fortunate So we all, on behalf of you, I say Jazakallah to Brother Ibn Ali Miller, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him immensely. Jazakumullahu khaira wa ahsan al-jaza. Brother requested also to continue making dua for our project as well, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take it to completion, and whatever way you can try to help in this cause, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khaira wa ahsan al-jaza.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah. I love you. Give me some love, bro. Thanks for coming.